Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of The Mental Edge. Today's topic is what is in your A circle? A lot of people ask me over the years, since I'm a mental strength coach and I work with a ton of athletes, they ask me, what do I think is the biggest difference between what's going on now with our kids in sports versus when I was a child 30 years ago and what was going on then? And what I find is nowadays kids are so much younger when they start, there's more pressure, there's more time in the sport, and parents are definitely dialed in. My parents were not as dialed in as I am now to my children. But I think with today's episode, you're going to understand kind of the problem and the solution. So when I was 5, I went into kindergarten, and I think I was like, I don't know if I was a day later than other kids or if I was a month later. I just knew that they had started school before me because my birthday was August 27th and my mom didn't know if I was ready. So whatever, I had to have tests or something. And I remember going into kindergarten and going onto the playground, and in my head, I had to fit into their life because I was late. I was not, I didn't go in with them. So I automatically perceived my situation as I needed to fit in to their situation. It was my job to do that. Okay. And then when I was about 8, I remember a relative of mine, he said to me, "Why do you smile all the time? Why are you so happy?" I perceived that as I can't smile and I can't be happy because it makes other people uncomfortable. So before the age of 10, we do not have the ability as human beings to differentiate ourselves from what is said to us, from what is true about us, from the people we trust. So think about that for a moment. We do not have our own filter. We can't distinguish what is said to us from what's true about us from the people we love and the people we trust. So for me, at 8 years old, I perceived that situation as there's something wrong with me. I can't be happy and I can't smile. It makes people uncomfortable. And I literally lived with that through my 30s until I understood A circle and what I'm going to teach you today. So imagine our children when they have a hard coach or even an easy coach, when they have a parent who says something that's not always appropriate, because we cannot completely be appropriate all the time. Like, it's impossible as a parent and as a coach, because what we say to them, we don't know how they're going to perceive it. And if they perceive it in a way that isn't helpful, how is that affecting them? So on the one hand, we can all be nice people. We can work on that. I'm not saying that coaches and parents and adults in the room don't need to work on their ability to communicate better with these children. But I can say I love you to my daughter and she can perceive it as, "Mom, you're so annoying." So it's not what we say to them that matters. It's their perception of it that controls their life and their behavior. Okay, so is that the biggest difference in my opinion? Absolutely. Do children start the sport earlier and it's difficult and they have a hard coach? If my daughter's coach at 8 years old says to her, "That was a terrible bar routine," she could perceive it as, "I need to work on that." She could also perceive it as, "I'm terrible at bars and I'm never going to be good." How many of your athletes, how many of your children, are carrying around ideas about themselves that are not true about them? All of them. We all are. Okay. How do we manage that? What do we do about it? How do we help them understand how to take care of themselves better so that they can perform their best, so that they can behave according to what they want, and so that they can be in charge. So A circle. Everybody has what I call an A circle, a B circle, and a C circle. And there's no right or wrong way with how this is set up. It's a way for us to understand what's controlling us or what's running the show for us in any given situation. Whoever or whatever is in your A circle is who or what is making decisions for you, or who or what is running the show for you in that situation. B circle are people or things that support you to make a decision, or they can influence your decisions, but they're not making it for you. C circle is everything else outside of that, or everything else that doesn't matter. Everything else irrelevant. Okay? So think about it for you. What is in your A circle? We can have lots of things in our A circle. Okay? We can have people. As a mother, my children are in my A circle. Sometimes my children are in my A circle and I'm not even in my own A circle with them. They're making decisions for me in my life. I remember when my children were young, their schedule was in my A circle, running my life. Okay? We can also have thoughts in our A circle. I don't want to mess it up. What if I upset my coach? What if I do it wrong? We can have thoughts in our A circle controlling us. We can also have energy. How many of you have anxiety in your A circle running your life? How many of you have confidence in your A circle, or doubt or worry? It is not what's in our A circle that matters. It's our perception of it that dictates our behavior. So if you have anxiety in your A circle and you see it as bad, well, it's going to kick you out of your body and it's going to control you in a negative way, maybe. If I see anxiety in my A circle and go, oh, okay, now what? If I can join my A circle with my anxiety, then I can deal with it. What is it trying to tell me? How is it serving me? Why is it there in the first place? Then I can learn how to work with it, how to manage it, how to replace it. I have choice. A circle provides space between me and my old paradigm, my beliefs and values. So, for instance, children that have something in their A circle from when before they were 10, when I work with them, I can help them understand, first of all, that it's there. Second of all, that it's affecting them in a negative way. Third, how to manage it. I had a 13-year-old gymnast a couple days ago, and she's been having trouble with her competition. And finally, we talked about an old coach. And this coach, when she was 11, said to her friend, I don't know, you don't want to be like this girl, my client, you don't want to be like her because she'll never compete because she won't be able to get her skills. So my client overheard this coach say that to her best friend. How do you think that that athlete perceived that? Well, she believed her. I'll never be able to compete. And she's been behaving according to that for 2 years. So when I taught her A circle and when we worked on this, I said to her, do you see how this coach is in your A circle? Yes. Do you see how you are allowing this to control you? Yes. Are you okay with that? No. It's not that I think she should just kick her out. I mean, that's an option. But more importantly, it's when you have those thoughts and those ideas that you picked up from that coach, it's more important to acknowledge those thoughts. It's more important to say, oh, is that even true about me? Is it accurate? Well, no, I can learn. And this is what I do in session. but more importantly, understanding for you some of these things that you have in your A circle and be gentle about it. Don't judge yourself. My daughter used to say, my daughter was a Division I gymnast, and she, at 9 years old, came home and couldn't do her back walkover. And her coaches were definitely in her A circle. And when she was in college, she said to me, Mom, you can be hard on yourself, but never be mad at yourself. Because then you're mad at yourself. You got that in your A circle before you can even get through that to get better. What do you have in your A circle? I was listening to Sammy Hagar, because I love Van Halen, especially Van Hagar, however you want to put it. I'm an 80s girl. And Sammy Hagar was talking about, the song Dreams? I don't know about you guys, but I could probably listen to that every single day. I love that song. And he said when he woke up one day, he had the melody and the song in his head. And he said he went over and he played it for Alex and Eddie Van Halen. And one of them said to him, "It sounds like John Denver." Well, back then, like, you're a rock and roller. You don't want to be like John Denver, right? And Sammy Hagar just kind of thought about it and moved forward. Can you imagine if he perceived that as negative? We wouldn't have dreams. We wouldn't have eagles fly, maybe, right? We wouldn't have these amazing songs that came out of Sammy Hagar and Van Halen if he would have perceived that as negative. Just think of your children and what are we holding back because of their perception of some of the things that are being said to them or that happened to them. I don't want them to be held back by anything. And I want them to be empowered. And the way we empower them is by teaching them A circle. If you teach a 5-year-old A circle, I did this with a 5-year-old. He literally went out onto the playground and he was like, yep, bye-bye. He didn't have a problem with people that in the past would have been in his A circle affecting him. A circle is providing the ability to be in your own A circle, to show up for yourself, to communicate what you need. I had a 14-year-old level 9 male gymnast yesterday that my son and I were working with, and he's autistic. And I said to him, his grandfather is a coach and his mother is a coach. And his grandfather is very, very difficult. He's from Ukraine and he's very strong and he's in his A circle a lot. And I said to the son, I said, you can be in your own A circle with your grandpa and with your mom, but give yourself a little space between you and them in your A circle so you can decide how you want to perceive it. So you can decide how you want to behave and what you want to do about it, because nobody knows you best and nobody knows your body best and nobody knows how to do your gymnastics your best. What did that do? That provided him the ability to be himself within a situation that in the past his grandpa would have been in there, his mom would have been in there, he would have been kicked out, and then he's frustrated, he needs a break, he's mentally struggling, he feels he's not good enough, blah, 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 right? So that moment in time, and literally he stepped into his A circle and you didn't have to explain it again. He was doing it. He was managing himself and he was practicing it. So you have a choice. First of all, teach your children A circle. Teach them how to manage their A circle. You can give them this video. You can hire me. You can hire my son. You can hire another coach I have that lives in New York. Okay? And I do sessions all day long. Or you can do this for yourself. You can practice managing your A circle. You can deal with things as they come up. You can manage your old thoughts and negative feelings about yourself or people that are in your A circle that you're pissed off at. I always say, my ex-husband, I think he still has me in his A circle so he can blame me for his miserable life. I tell my kids, well, if he wants me there, I guess it's his problem, not mine. Right? How many of us have people in our A circle so we can be a victim of them? People do it all the time. I'm okay with that area. If you are, my daughter came home, or my daughter was at Utah State for her last 2 years of college gymnastics. And she called me and she said, Mom, the coaches and my teammates expect me to be first on beam and they expected me to be confident and consistent. And I said, well, Olivia, if you're okay with them being in your A circle, then I am. But you have to also know that you can be in your A circle without them and be confident and consistent. Options, choice, allowing, how many of your kids come home and you got to fix it? If you understand A circle, you can say, do you want me in your A circle to help you with this? Or are you okay? Do you just need to vent? Are you just venting? What do you need me to do to help you? How can I support you? When you know A circle and your children know A circle, you can have that conversation. That is not about telling them what to do, because if you're telling them to get out, if you could just say, get out of your head, don't think about it, you got it. If that worked, they would have done it. It doesn't work. And how's it working for you by saying that? My son just told me a story when he was like 10 and the football coaches they're like, 9 and 10-year-old skinny, scrawny kids with these big old shoulder pads on. And he goes, the dad was like, this is how you tackle. And he grabs the dummy and he tackles the dummy. We've all seen it, right? And the kids are just looking at him like, right? Okay, this is football. How are they perceiving that? Well, we don't know, but 4 years down the road when they quit, because they can't be successful because they have their dad in their A circle, they have their coaches in their A circle, they got, I don't know, all kinds of other crap. No wonder why they're exhausted at 12 and they quit. Okay? Thank you for sharing this with me. Please respond. Any comments that you have, any questions that you have, please do that at the bottom of the video. I am here to answer any questions. Thanks for being with me, and I hope you enjoyed episode 2. We'll see you on the next episode.